I know what you're thinking right now. There's not enough Colin Cowherd in my life. I hear it every day from my family. Listen, if you want more, subscribe. Kansas City's interesting, and you see this sometimes. You know, you see these Hollywood couples, and you're like, oh, she's beautiful and smart, and he's handsome and smart. This should work. And then 18 months later, it's a Barnyard Musical. We know Andy Reid's smart. Mahomes is great. Spag's been a good DC. Excellent weapons. Travis Kelce, although he had a couple drops today. A lot of these pieces we know are exceptional. We've seen them. And people say, well, Sammy Watkins isn't here, and that's the difference. And I'm like, nah, it's not.
It's not, because, by the way, Watkins was injured 2/3 of the time before. It would be nice to have a secondary receiver, but that's not the answer here.
So when you watch them, you know, Greg Cosell told me about 2 weeks ago, he said he's going to be much harder to coach than Justin Herbert because he has an inclination, and this was the knock on him out of college. He likes the home run. He likes the big hit. He's not overly patient. Mechanically, some of his great gifts come when the mechanics erode, you know, the sidearm stuff. What do you see as somebody that watches every snap, reads everything about the Chiefs? Let's not talk defense, because I did think with Clark on the defensive line, they're better. Let's talk offense. What is wrong?
He's second-guessing himself, and he's pressing, and the first month of the year when the Chiefs were 2-2, they had a turnover and defense problem, but all the smart numbers were the best offense in football, bar none. The last 5 games, Colin, they have been held under 21 4 times. Up until the last 5 games, in Mahomes' whole career, it happened 3 times. Think about that. His whole career, he had been, as of a month ago, he'd been held under 21 3 times. The last 5 games, it's happened 4 times. He is missing open guys. He's skipping passes. Today, he didn't run the ball once. He didn't get out of the pocket and running. So I think that sports are funny, man. I think he suffered some bad luck turnover-wise early, and that made him start kind of second-guessing a bit. And then even when he was trying to be more conservative, he still made a couple terrible mistakes. And now it feels like instead of playing every single play, you can see like the wheels turning, which is why Rodgers, to his credit, oddly enough, on the last interview he did before all the vaccine stuff came out and the COVID stuff came out, he was on McAfee, and they asked him about Mahomes struggling. And Rodgers, said, hey, absolutely quarterbacks can get the yips, can get in a slump. And he's like, and sometimes it just takes one game, one drive. He said this. He said, sometimes it just takes one play to get out of it. And so maybe I'm, hopelessly optimistic. But I wonder if that 3rd and 10 game on the line today, that looked very Mahomesy.
Yes.
Oh, it's broken down.
Yep.
I'm rolling to the right.
Yep.
And I'm certain he was told before that play, the only thing we can't have is an incompletion. If it's easy, take it. If not, take the sack. Because the sack, the clock runs, you're punting to Jordan Love with 1:15. The only thing we can't have is an incompletion. And he still ran out to the side, one leg, zipped it to Tyreek. That was a Mahomes play. And I do wonder if that gets him back to it. So I think because he hasn't been himself, he's been the last month, he's been bad. And it's the first time in his career, forget being bad, it's the first month of football he hasn't been outstanding. I'm going to add one other thing. And I want to be gentle with this because I don't know this to be true. I'm just going to present the evidentiary case. So in the last month, his mom has tweeted about Tyreek dropping the football. His brother has been in the news twice for stupid stuff. His wife, who they're like grade school sweethearts, been together forever, seems to be very into TikTok and posting videos with Patrick in them, and Patrick doesn't it's kind of semi, internet famous now of Patrick just trying to eat some chips and salsa, and his wife and brother doing some TikTok dance. So all that, plus new parent, right? Plus, for the first time in your career, not playing great. I think it's a lot to deal with.
Yep.
I think all of those things, it's like, my family is famous because of me, and they're being a pain in my ass right now with my fame. But these are the people you love most in the world. So, like, what are you going to do? You're going to tell your wife, your mom, to stop doing stuff? You can probably tell your brother, but nobody, his brother's a teenager, a young 20s kid. Like, his brother's not going to listen to anybody. He's an idiot, like, not an idiot, but a doofus like we all were when we were that age, right? That's not a criticism. So all that's going on. He's not playing great. And, I don't know, probably sleeping less than he ever has in life because you have a new baby, you have a new kid. Like, that's a thing. And so I think all of this coming at once has led to him not being himself the last month. I don't think I still think that he is unanimous that if you were to start a new league and every player would be available, I think all 32 GMs take him first. I still believe that, but he's got to be better.
By the way, Josh Allen struggled. Brady 2 weeks ago struggled. This shit's hard. By the way, Jalen Hurts in the last couple of weeks has been sort of fascinating and interesting. Let's not bail on him. So,
another team the Chiefs defense shut down, by the way. Steel Curtain 2.0. Yeah, Eagles shut him down.
Very, very good. So, I mean, I think you're right on, by the way, but I do think we have to say there has to be a pause. This stuff is really hard.
It's really hard. Can I ask a question, though, about the NFL right now?
Yeah.
Is anyone in the AFC good? Like, that's kind of like who's good?
It's a great question.
Who's good? I mean, we can say Buffalo because Buffalo's A game is the best. We know that. But Buffalo last week looked like shit. It was 3-3 at half against Miami. They looked bad last week. And this week they lost a game that you can't lose. You just can't lose to the Jags. The Patriots are just feasting. How many awful quarterbacks do they get to play? It's unbelievable.
You know what it is? Because the NFC has veteran quarterbacks. It's Stafford. It really is. It's Rodgers.
All veteran quarterbacks and Kyler. It's all veterans and Kyler.
In the AFC, it's all brilliant young quarterbacks.
Guys.
And they are brilliant. But guess what? Peyton Manning year 4 was awful in Indianapolis. Yeah. You're seeing this roller coaster.